Manchester United 3, Aston Villa 2. Voice is gone, didn't expect it, couldn't see it coming. I said I feared the worst for this game, and the way that the game was in the first half, it was peak. I ain't gonna lie to you, it was peak. The defending that we had was just shambolic for the 2 goals that we conceded. They were so soft. And then you think, we're staring down the barrel. We're staring down the barrel. I felt like, after the second goal, I was like, I think the players they just want Ten Hag to get sacked. They just want him out. It's over. We're staring down the barrel of defeat. It felt really toxic. The players were booed off. They booed when that goal went in, and they booed off at half-time, and rightly so. But there was still this weird element that, like, of the frustration of, like, not one attacker could work out that Aston Villa were playing a high line, so just wait to make your run. Just wait. That's all you had to do. Just wait. It wasn't rocket science from Unai Emery, and it shouldn't have been rocket science for our attackers to work out. Just hold your run. There was sort of an overstimulus, like an overexcitement to get in behind, and there were so many offsides, and I've seen that Aston Villa get so many offsides in the games that they play because of how they play, but they wasn't great today. They wasn't. It was that we were playing into their hands. We were playing into their hands, and their tactics were ended up working because we were getting too anxious, getting too agitated to try and be in. And it was costing us. It was absolutely costing us. But I have to say, at 2-0, I thought it was dead and buried. I really did. I have to say, I did not think we would come back from that game. And second half, what changed? I think the composure changed. I think that's the biggest thing, because actually the game plan of how to play against them was correct. It was correct. Balls over the top, get the ball into a midfielder, ball around the corner, break the high lines, make runs from deep. That was the right game plan, but we just weren't implementing it right. But in the second half, balls started to fall. We started to be a bit more composed on the ball. We made sure we won the ball back really quick. We were aggressive, and there was belief. And we had to face adversity in terms of Garnacho scoring, again, another offside. And then you just think, it's just not going to be our day. It's offsides galore. It won't fall for us, and it's just going to be one of them. But the more we started to believe, the more pressure we started to put on Villa, they started to regress. They were really poor, kept turning over the ball. And we get the first goal through Alejandro Garnacho. Again, he was an absolute live wire. And actually, you know what? I said on the way up, I was like, maybe he should come out the team. Maybe he should come out the team. And it was Anthony to come out the team. And it paid dividends for Erik Ten Hag to be able to get him to perform. Because one thing about Garnacho, even if it wasn't quite going right for him until he got his goals, he just kept working. He ran his nuts off. He kept pressing. He kept making runs in behind. He kept keeping the Villa defenders on their toes. So it's a big shout out to him. It was a good finish for the first goal. And the second goal, yes, of course, he gets a little bit of luck, but you make your own luck. You make your own luck by doing the right things consistently well. And he did that. And then Old Trafford you just start to get this belief. Everybody around me, everybody around the stadium was like, we can come back. We can actually come back. And we haven't scored a goal in 4 games before this. 4 games. So us scoring 3 goals today was not on a lot of people's minds. And that's where the boys do deserve credit. They showed fight when really at 2-0 down at half-time against a team like Aston Villa, who are a good team under Unai Emery, they put up that kind of fight. It was the biggest thing was the fact that it took us 2-0 down to start playing like that, to start playing with that intensity. That was a massive frustration for me. But when you actually skim it back, we actually had the right tactics from the start. We just weren't implementing it right because we were just too anxious, too willing to try and get in behind. I have to say as well, Rasmus Højlund finally gets his first goal in the Premier League. Do you know what? I said to Josh when I was watching it, I was like, I've never seen a player so close to scoring, but yet so far to scoring. He's always like a little bit behind the play where he can't get the tap in, or somebody doesn't pass it to him early enough, or he's offside, or he has to wrestle players, or he's not getting the service, or he's not holding it up properly. All these little small discrepancies and plus he's feeding off scraps. And today, to be fair to him, it was a similar type of game. I don't think he even had a shot apart from that goal. Again, one of the fewest touches, but I saw a stat before the beginning of the game, and it had the players who had sort of the fewest touches in the league. Erling Haaland, right up there, fewest touches, but look, gets loads of goals. Ollie Watkins gets fewest touches, but he's got like, I think 6 or 7 goals, and he's a good goal scorer. It's not always about how involved you are, but you have to be tuned in and tapped into the game, and you have to be clinical. And I think Rasmus Højlund, whilst we're not playing to his strengths and he doesn't get all the chances that we would like to give him, sometimes he hasn't been as clinical as we'd like him to be because he's snatching at chances, maybe making fouls because he's just, again, so desperate to score a goal. But he keeps his attitude right, he keeps his work right, and my God, he deserved it. And you know what? when it's not going for you, you either need one of two things. You either need a lucky goal where it just hits off you and goes in, or you need an instinctive goal. And that was an instinctive goal where he didn't have time to think about it. The ball comes off Johnny Evans' head and goes to John McGinn. It flicks up at him, and it's a brilliant finish, an instinctive striker's finish. Now, listen, I'm not saying Rasmus Højlund is going to go on to score in every single game now and be a contender for Golden Boot, but that will give him so much confidence. And I just hope that that wasn't just one goal and then we're going to go on another 13, 14 game goal drought. Hopefully that'll give him confidence, and the team can see, actually, this kid's got talent. This kid's got talent. If you feed him or you give him chances, he will score, even though directly we didn't actually give him that chance today. John McGinn did. I was really impressed with the fight. I have to say that, because I honestly thought it's over. I've thought this loads of times. I kind of do this, like, because it's an emotional roller coaster watching this team. So many people I've seen today have like, this team, man, they just keep doing this to me. And every time you think that like it's dead and buried and it's over, somehow Ten Hag just finds that result. So Liverpool, we all thought would get destroyed. They just found something to get by. Then we get destroyed off West Ham, which was pathetic. Then you're 2-0 down and you're thinking, this is over. There is nothing. There is absolutely nothing left. And they find a way, and they do deserve credit for that. But in a weird way, with Nottingham Forest coming up in a couple of days, how do I feel about that? Am I confident? Probably not. Probably not. I don't know what sort of performance I'm going to get. But every player to a T, I think there were moments of poor quality. Of course there was. Moments of frustration. It was 2-0 down against the Villa side, who wasn't really doing much. They weren't at their best today at all. If I was a Villa fan, I'd be really disappointed with what I've just seen, to be fair. They were poor. We were the better team over the whole 90 minutes. It just doesn't feel like we were, because the moment that we was in for 45 minutes when we were frustrated and we got in at half-time 2-0 down, we're saying, poor defending, people not concentrating, not picking up your markers. It was. Those things are true. Like, the marking for the goals were just so bad, especially the second one. I mean, Kobe Mainoo, I think, has Langley, and then he gets blocked off, which is good. It's a good set piece play from Aston Villa. But the zonal thing just wasn't working. There was quite a few free headers they kept having, So there's still a lot to work on. That was nowhere near perfect, but I do actually think, weirdly, we were the better team. It was just in the moments of lapses of concentration that cost us. I want to give a big shout out to Johnny Evans as well, by the way. Johnny Evans, right, has been absolutely fantastic since he's come in on this year deal. I don't know how, I never expected it, but he has a goal line clearance. He prevents a big goal at 2-2, I think it is, at 2-2. Really stretches his left leg out. He was defending, he was intercepting, winning his headers. He was good on the ball as well. So a really good performance from him, even though we conceded 2 crap goals. Onana maybe for the first goal as well, whipped in from John McGinn. Could he be a bit bigger? Could he come out, be a bit braver? Probably yes. So look, there's still loads of things where we're like, we've got to work on them. But Garnacho absolutely deserved that. Man of the match for me. Kept running his arse off, kept trying his hardest, and deservedly got his 2 goals. But Rasmus Højlund, you know what? They told us he wouldn't score this year. They're all clowning him, putting up memes and stuff. And hopefully he keeps scoring and he can find his tune. And Gabby Agbonlahor, there you go. Hold that. To be fair, Gabby, he actually said it would be 2-2. He didn't actually think that Villa would win. So, but still, hold that. I've seen you on Twitter saying, we'll take that, we're a top of league, whatever. That was absolutely shocking from Villa. 2-0 up, should have been in cruise control. And really, Ange Postecoglou gets, the high line thing. Villa, they could see panic signs the whole time. We were just in, and they didn't change a thing. So from them, that's poor. We'll take the 3 points. Hopefully we can capitalise on that against Forest. Man of the match, Rasmus Højlund. No, man of the match, Alejandro Garnacho. But shout out to Rasmus Højlund. Come on.